Hi, everybody. We are so excited to be here with you today. My name is Misty Shea, and I also have my lovely counterpart, Christy Harold, with me today. And then the amazing Erin Reister is doing all the legwork in the back to make sure we come to you live today. But we are excited today to bring you a very loving and dedicated YouTube Live called Canvas, the Perfect Match, where we're going to go over some of the amazing tools that are in Canvas that I just feel like they're the perfect pair. And I hope you feel that. And I hope this gears you up for some really loving Valentine's Day next week. So it's kind of appropriate. So like I said, with us, Christy Harold, EdTech Facilitator. I'm Misty Shea, an EdTech Facilitator. And then we have Erin Reister, the Director of Systems. So your chat window might not be working on your YouTube Live right now. So if your chat window is not working, if you do not see chat on the right side of your chat window, we are going to need you to do a couple of steps. Christy, can you tell them about the steps that they're going to do?
Absolutely, Missy. I'm happy to. All right. So in the top right of your YouTube screen, you're going to see a profile circle. It most likely won't have your profile image on it like mine does in the screenshot. I had to crop that in. That part of our YouTube account is broken. So just click that gray circle and your first choice is going to be create a channel. Go ahead and click create a channel. It's going to pop open a window and you're going to choose the side that says use your name. So you're going to hit select on, I think it's the left-hand side of the window choice. And then you're going to scroll to the bottom and click save and continue. That's all it takes. It should open up your chat window right there in YouTube. If it doesn't, go ahead and go up to your refresh arrow and refresh your screen, and then you will see your chat window. We ask you to do that so you can engage with us while you're learning, and just because we want to know who's here.
We'll give you a minute or two to do that just in case you are trying to get that done. But I want you to enjoy all the hearts and cute font that we have used. I'm not kidding. We have super enjoyed creating this this thematic slide deck this time. Or actually, we used Canva to create a presentation. It's amazing.
And that's a great perfect match with Canvas, which you're going to talk about later, Misty.
And if please also use this time to say hi and what school you're from. Gwen, we are going to teach you something new about Canvas. I hope. Fingers crossed. Let me know where you're from. If you're in Keller ISD, outside of Keller ISD, we are excited to have you here. We have a lot of personality and a lot to share.
Gwen, that's a big challenge for us to teach you something new about Canvas.
I feel like I have accepted the challenge because I love me some Gwen Christmas. All right. So YouTube Live participants, we are so excited you are here. We love sharing our learning with you. We love learning from you, but just keep some following things in mind. You need to watch the entire live event. Please introduce yourself in the chat at the beginning of the event. Please submit at least one comment or ask one question during the live event so that we know you kind of stayed along with us. And then of course we love the back and forth. So we loved talking with you on the chat. At the end, we will provide you, Keller ISD peeps, a form to get EQ credit because we want to award you, and give you all the EQ you can, which is 1 hour. And then we also have a limit on the EQ form. It'll close down after 2 hours of the event tonight. That's just, so that we can promptly get you your EQ credit once the event is done. Generally, we do it next day, but we just want to, make sure that we're able to get you that credit as soon as possible. All right, Christy, I will hand it over to you so that you can show all of the amazing Googleness.
All right. I will take the reins, Missy, and we're going to start with the perfect match between Google and Canvas. This is pretty basic, and I want to shout out to Misty. She did a Canvas Back to the Basics training in November, and she highlighted these steps then, but we want to review them today because it will make your Google and Canvas pair much better. Does anybody know, if you know how to get to Misty's November Kickstart Your Learning, go ahead and answer that in the chat. We may have a small little prize for you, but how would you go about seeing Misty's November episode of Kickstart Your Learning? So go ahead and start answering that in the chat. And I'll get started talking about Google. One of the first things you need to do with Google and Canvas is you need to connect your Google Drive with Canvas. That just makes the embedding feature and the assignment feature work seamlessly. So if you're not sure how to do that, you're going to start in your global navigation menu bar on the left-hand side of Canvas. In Keller ISD, it's the blue bar. And you're going to start with accounts or account. And then you're going to click on settings. You're going to scroll down just a little bit and you're going to find this service called Google Drive. Once you click that, it's going to make you allow it, authorize it through Google, all the things Google always does. What you're saying is Canvas can get into your Google Drive to put something in your Canvas page that you've asked it to do. So you're not giving it more permission than it needs. It's what you've actually asked Canvas to do already. So I'm going to switch my screen and we're going to look at that in Canvas. Here we go. Okay, so I'm in EdTech's Canvas account now, and I've got my blue global navigation bar on the left-hand side. I'm going to click Account, and I'm going to go to Settings, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm looking for this Registered Services or Other Services. If you've never connected your Google Drive, it's going to be over here on the right with Other Services. And you're going to click on it. You're going to allow and authorize like we talked about earlier. And then your Google Drive is going to show over here with Registered Services. You're going to go down to the bottom. Oh, actually, I think on settings for account, you do not have to save. It should be good, and you should be good to go for embedding Canvas. All right, let's talk about something else with Google and Canvas. Google, things from your Google Drive will embed amazingly in Canvas pages, Canvas assignments, Canvas discussions, Canvas, what else is there missing? Quizzes, Canvas quizzes. So let's say you're teaching and you've got this amazing slides presentation or a PowerPoint that you've used to teach your class, and a student wasn't there that day. They're sick. They need access to it. One great way to get it to them is to embed it on a Canvas page or in a Canvas assignment if you're using Canvas assignments. So when you do that, you're going to look for what we call a plug-in tool in Canvas. And usually you can access them by the little plug on the bar. Sometimes your Google Drive tool will live right next to it, so that's super handy. You're going to just click select your file, and you're going to navigate through your drive and find what you want your students to have access to, and it's going to embed beautifully. So let's take a look at that. Okay, I'm going to go to my dashboard in Canvas, and I'm going to go to a class that we call our sandbox. If you don't have a sandbox class in your Canvas instance, you should create one. You can use it for all kinds of testing to see what things will look like when you put them in Canvas to keep lessons or activities you've wanted to save. But we definitely recommend a sandbox for playing and learning as you're growing and using Canvas. So I'm in my sandbox class for EdTech, and I'm going to, I've got a page already named. Open up that page. I'm going to move you guys around so I can see. We're going to click edit there. And I've got nothing on the page yet, but you notice I've got my rich context editing bar right here, all the tools I would normally use. And I've got my plugin, but I also noticed that my drive is already just on the bar. So I'm going to click on it, and it's going to access EdTech's drive, and I'm going to select a file. And you guys probably aren't going to get to see the pop-up that pops up since I'm not sharing that specific window, but I'm just going to pick a file. It popped up my recent things in my drive, but I can navigate to my drive, to shared drives, or an upload, and I'm going to click add. and attach. And I'm sorry, you might not be seeing those steps, but as soon as it pops into my Canvas page, you should see it. This is just a how-to we've created. It pops in there beautifully. The student can tell it's Google Slides. If there's multiple pages on the document or the slides presentation, they can click between the slides to navigate. The student will also see on their end a little arrow to pop them into the document so that they, if it's too small in their Canvas page, they can see it in a new tab. But Google Things embed beautifully, as you can see. Super handy for the classroom. So what I want you to tell me right now is, would this be a great feature you would use in the classroom to get students information or learning materials you have for them? And while you're answering that question, we are going to go back to our slides and look at the next part of Google, which is really cool as well. One of the other features that pairs just perfectly in Canvas from Google is the Google Assignments LTI tool. Now, unlike the embed feature, this is an external tool. So this is, when you use this as an external tool, you're telling Canvas, I want my students to turn in something through the Google LTI. And so I'm going to teach you or show you right now how to do that in Canvas, but you use it in an assignment, not in a page, because an assignment is where you have the option to turn something in. And then in your external tool list, you're going to choose Google Assignments LTI 1.3, and then you're going to make some choices about how that assignment comes in. And let's give that a look. Okay, going back to modules. Now I'm going to this Google assignment and page that I started. The difference between this is it's not a page, it's an assignment. So it's got points assigned to it. So if I were a teacher, I might have some lesson resources at the top. Oh, looky there, it's Missy's Canvas Back to the Basic, Kickstart Your Learning. I might have assignments or further instructions for my students in this window. I can have as much as I want in this window. Then I'm going to go down to the bottom and I'm going to give my assignment points. I'm going to change whatever I need to in here, but my submission type is what's important for using an LTI. I'm going to click that arrow down and choose external tool. And I typically just click this word find to locate my external tools. I'm going to find the one that's Google Assignments LTI 1.3. Misty, will you tell me if you guys can see that?
I can. Yes, I can see the pop-up.
Great. So I'm in EdTech's Google Drive again, just like we were before. I'm going to click continue. This might be the window you can't see, but if you've ever used Google Classroom, it looks very much like Google Classroom. I can either attach a file for my students and it will make a copy for all my students, or I can have them create a file from new, a doc, a sheets, a slide, a drawing. I have two choices. I can have the assignment come in and be graded through Google Assignments LTI or through Canvas SpeedGrader. So whatever you choose, it's up to you. It's what you're most comfortable with. Let's watch this come in. And at the bottom, I'm going to click save. So now as I teach as a teacher, what I see is this LTI assignment. It's got 100 points. I don't have any student submissions yet. So when I do have submissions, they'll start popping into this window by the student's name, and I can click on them to grade them. So let's take a quick second and look at what the difference in the grading aspect is. So on a Google assignment in SpeedGrader, my submissions, again, are going to come in like this, technology test. He's a super smart student in the district. He submitted something the other day. So we're going to click SpeedGrader over here to look at his work. And he did the activity. It's pretty lame, but I can tell in SpeedGrader, I can give him a grade. I can give him comments or feedback, and I can do all the functioning of grading the work and returning it to the student through SpeedGrader. However, another way to do that, again, you have that choice. You can choose Google Assignments or Canvas SpeedGrader would be Google Assignment Grading. If you're familiar with that, I would absolutely choose that as your option. Here, I've got my Google assignment. Technology test did his assignment. Super smart kiddo. I'm not going to click speed grader though. I'm just going to click his assignment, and it's going to pop me into more of that Google assignment grading window where I can give him a grade. I can give feedback. I can change this. I thought that was where I was going to return. It looks like I've already returned it to him. So that's the difference in those two. We think Google's a perfect match, perfect pair for Canvas, and we hope you guys do too. I'm going to stop and turn it back over to Misty, and she's going to tell us a little bit about another perfect match with Canvas.
I got a little behind. I was watching your YouTube live. Awesome. So we went googly on you. So now we're going to show you the whole Office and Microsoft functions of Canvas as well. So Office 365 plus Canvas equals love. All right. So some Office 365 lives in your navigation, like you see here. If it's not in there, you'll need to go into your settings, navigation, and pull it up. Students and teachers have this function to have Office 365 in their navigation. You'll sign in with your Keller email address. Everybody in the district has Microsoft accounts. You have full access to Microsoft products. And then you're going to email. You'll have to authenticate with Microsoft. And then you have full access to your OneDrive. So all PDFs, files, images, PowerPoints, anything you've uploaded into your OneDrive, you'll have access to. And then you can link things like I said, PowerPoints, docs, etc., into there. So that's one thing you can do where kids can access your Microsoft stuff. And I've actually done a link down here so you can see exactly how to link a Microsoft doc or PowerPoint or other Microsoft products into your Canvas assignment, quiz, etc., etc. And then the really cool thing is, just like Christy showed you with embedding that external Google, you can actually do the same thing. So when you add an assignment, there is an external tool that is an Office 365 cloud assignment. So just like she showed you, you'll add an assignment, you'll choose the submission type is external tool, and then you'll choose Office 365 cloud assignment. And then from there, you'll choose the file. And right here in my example, this is my actual assignment. This is what the student sees. So the student view, they saw my link to the doc, but then they had the entire PowerPoint presentation embedded because they're going to open it. And this is really cool. Like, I nerd out with this. I got goosebumps. I was like, woo, they can actually edit right here. So they could click on this PowerPoint right in Canvas and just edit, and then click submit. Or they can click open and open it in PowerPoint, and opens full screen PowerPoint. They can do whatever, and then they can submit it that way. And just like Christy showed, you can grade it in SpeedGrader. You can do all the functions of Canvas, and it almost works almost identical as the Google Cloud assignments, Google LTI. So it was just really amazing that you have, for those people that are hardcore googly people, or just maybe half core, and then you have your Microsoft peeps getting some representation here too. So it's just really nice for students to be able to work inside of Canvas without ever clicking out, and then submit right there. And then you immediately getting that in SpeedGrader and being able to grade it. So it's really awesome.
All right, Misty, if you don't mind, I'll let you stay on that slide.
I love
I'll
it.
start talking. Okay, so we want to mention two more things that pair perfectly or match up perfectly with Canvas that we think you'll love. And they are two products that we have in K-Cloud, Learn 360 and Discovery Education. If you're not using them, both of them are video streaming services that have multiple types of resources within them, and can be used in the classroom. So you have accounts by jumping off K-Cloud to either resource. Your students have accounts by jumping off K-Cloud to either resource. If you are a teacher and you're here tonight and you're using videos or interactives or audio or lesson plans or activities from one of these and you love it, will you share that with us in the chat? Like, what's one thing you like in Learn 360 or Discovery Education that you use year after year because it's great content? Share that with us, and maybe somebody teaches something similar to you and they'll pick that up. But let's talk about how these two connect or match up in Canvas. So we're going to start with Discovery Education, and I am going to, oops, Missy, I'm going to take over from you. There we go. Okay, in your Canvas instance, when you are in any of your courses, in your course navigation menu, this blue bar is your global navigation menu. The menu that opens when you're in a course that's right here on the left is your course navigation menu. You should have a link to Discovery Education. And what this basically does is it just opens Discovery Education like you're opening a web page, and it's your account. So because you're already logged into KCloud and you're logged into Canvas, Discovery's pulling that information from those two things and opening up your Discovery Education account. So you're able to search here for topics you're teaching. Once you search something, you can filter by grade level. You can filter by type. I'm going to stick with mostly videos today. But you can do filtering. You can even hold over one of these and preview the resource. So, if you're showing videos in your room, you want to preview them. So I can preview right here in this Canvas window. The other thing I can do in this Canvas window is I can use my three dots to add this to a quick list, to save it to your content in Discovery Education. And if you need training on how to use these resources, we have that recorded from past Keller universities and other trainings we've done, but we can get with you and get you Discovery Education training if you need it. So that's one way to use it. It's like you're accessing the website, but you're in Canvas. So the other way to use Discovery Education in Canvas is to actually embed the content. And this is very similar to what we did with Google Drive earlier. We're going to use our plugin button. We're going to choose Discovery Education instead of Google Drive. And then we can search right there, which I'll show you, or you can quickly add content that you've saved to your My Content or stuff you've added to your Quick Start. And then you click this magical embed button and it lands right in your Canvas page. No students opening up into a new tab. No one should be outside of Canvas, but another great way to match or pair up Canvas and a resource we have. So I'm going to share my screen again. And we will go and look at what that looks like. Canvas and Discovery Education. So I'm in a Canvas page right now, not an assignment, and I'm going to click Edit. And I am looking across my RCE or Rich Content Editing bar, and I'm looking for my plugin. These are called plugins again. So I'm going to look for that plugin. I'm going to choose Discovery Education. Again, I can search here, or I can add content I've already curated. And I still have my filters by grade level. I can filter by type. If you're not familiar with Discovery Ed, it's got interactives, lessons, activities, channels, images, and text. Great stuff. I'm going to go ahead and sort by video. This is the one I've been looking at, so I'm going to embed it into my Canvas page for my students. And now that it's there, I can click Save. And my students will see that video right on their Canvas page. They can click play. Hopefully that sound didn't come across. They can click play. You could play from the front of the class, but that resource is there for them if they've missed class, if they just need to review it again. Pretty cool thing that Discovery Education does. Let's go back to the slides. And now we're going to look at Learn 360. You're getting the gist of our training tonight. Learn 360 is another video streaming resource we subscribe to in Keller. It's also a plugin feature. So I'm going to go to the same menu item on my Canvas RCE bar. I'm going to click Learn 360. I'm going to search, I'm going to filter, and I can either preview or embed right inside Canvas. So let's take a look at what that looks like. Got another blank page. Again, this is a Canvas page, not an assignment. I'm going to click edit. I'm going to look for that plugin tool. This time I'm going to choose Learn 360. And we're going to search water cycle this time. And now I'm going to put some filters on. I taught mostly lower level elementary, and I'm going to go for a video. And I'm going to apply those filters and let it spin. And I've got several choices of videos or video segments right here that I can use. And I can either preview them right here in this window, or I can embed, and I get to choose my embed size with Learn 360. So I always choose large. And there's that video that will play right within my students' Canvas page. So neat stuff, perfect match with Canvas. So if you're not using those resources, go ahead and try them one day with your students. Misty, I think I'm passing off to you for something fun.
I was talking muted. You know that it hasn't happened to anyone on this call at all. So videos are really awesome. So thank you for sharing that with us, Christy. Like, I'm always needing a good video to kind of give my students background information and to get their knowledge activated for good discussion. So I really do love starting with a video. And like you said, in case a student is absent, I love it. All right, friends, I promised some sparkles. Did you know that Adobe, not I hate saying fully, is an LTI and integrated into Canvas? I know some people were jumping in their seats and clapping at home, and you know, at least my heart thinks you were. But I love, love, love the new Adobe Express that fully is a plugin in Canvas. So I'm going to show you some really cool things. So Christy showed you the plug within an assignment or within a page, and then you'll choose Adobe Creative Cloud Express. And then you can assign students projects and you can attach it and they turn it in right in Canvas. It is amazing. So again, you'll do the external tool. You'll choose Creative Cloud Express. You give them, so this is what it looks like for a kid. You give them the graphic. They make a copy. It opens in Adobe. They'll edit it. And then in Adobe, they'll click share and turn into Canvas. Like goosebumps, amazing. And I love it. And then they can choose which course they're going to turn it into and the assignment they're turning it to, and then they're going to turn it in and you'll be able to access it via SpeedGrader. It is amazing. All the power of Adobe inside of Canvas. I love Adobe Express. Like, that has been my, I love giving students voice and choice and getting them to create things to show their learning. And Adobe is just an amazing tool to do that with. So I want to show you the full screen of that. So I am going to share my my Canvas course with you. So
hey, Missy, while you're sharing, I just want to put my foot in there. Missy also did a Kickstart Your Learning on Adobe Express. Pretty sure it was September, right?
Somewhere in there.
So again, if you know how to get to our old Kickstart Your Learnings, you've got lots of learning to do.
Absolutely. So here's my Adobe assignment. And so with this assignment, actually, this is not my Adobe assignment. I must have used this to do something else. See, this is what happens when we do multiple Kickstarts. Here's my Adobe assignment. So what I did, like I said earlier, it's trying to load. I have set up the image and then I put it in there for a cloud assignment for the student. So up here is my example, because you always want to give kids good examples and it'll load eventually. I set up my example and then down here, I put in the assignment. And when the kids open it, they see my example. I can give instructions. And then down here, they have the make a copy. So students will then make a copy and then edit it within Adobe Express. And then they will be able to turn it back into you. So let me pull over an Adobe Express. So this is a graphic I was working on earlier. So let's say you assign this to the kids. They did all of the graphics, and then they'll come up here to share, and then they have the option to turn it back into Canvas. And then that's when it's going to have them click it, and then as a teacher, you'll be able to click on SpeedGrader and see the students and the assignment. So it's really powerful. So like I said, the power of Adobe and graphics. And the cool thing about this Adobe Express is it's available for all students. They don't have to have a Creative Cloud account. Everybody in Keller ISD has Adobe Express inside of their K Cloud, inside of Canvas. It's just Google sign on. So they sign on with their Google, well, it automatically signs them on actually with their Google email. And then they have that powerful tool in Canvas. So it definitely is the perfect match. So let's go back to our slide deck, because that is not the only thing I have for you. I have another amazing creative tool. I just, love Adobe. So if you have been using Canva, Canva is also a graphic design tool that is free for K-12 educators. And like with Adobe and Canva, you get premium content. So you get all the Adobe stock photos, you get all the amazing Canva photos and templates as well. So same thing. The cool thing about Canva is it is actually in your course navigation, Canva for Education. So students can get to their Canva there. But again, it's also a plugin where you can assign a graphic, you can assign a template, or you can assign a blank, or you can assign a graphic you've created that they're going to make a copy of as well. And again, the cool thing about Canva is, again, it has a publish to Canvas course. So it's really nice for kids to be able to view an example, click on it. Yes, it'll open a new tab and go into Canva. It's really hard to say Canva, not Canvas, when you're talking about Canvas. It'll open in Canva. They'll do the design, but at the top of Canva, just like this purple right here, it's going to say publish to Canvas. So this is actually a screenshot of my Canva. And then it's going to be available in SpeedGrader. So I will let you take over about Nearpod.
All right. I love that Gwen Christmas already mentioned Nearpod in the chat, because this to me is one of the best matches that we have in Keller ISD with Canvas. If you are using Nearpod at all in your classroom, just give us some emoji, hands up, hands clapping, love heart, heart love, whatever I'm trying to say, heart, whatever. Just show us that you're using Nearpod in your classroom somehow in the chat. If you're not, we highly recommend it. We have a great spokesperson for Nearpod in our district. Shannon Bryant loves Nearpod. In fact, I think January, Shannon did a Kickstart Your Learning on her favorite tools in Nearpod for us. So again, if you need to get back to an old Kickstart Your Learning, feel free to watch that one as well. But one of the best things about Nearpod is it integrates into Canvas as an LTI assignment tool. So you can assign it as student paced. You can assign it as teacher live. Your students no longer need that code, and then they can take off. And if it's student paced, they can start that Nearpod and do it. If it's live, they're in Canvas, interacting with you through the lesson with that Nearpod. But just a great way to get a Nearpod to students in the classroom. So let's take a look at that. I am going to open, I've got a Nearpod assignment in our EdTech practice class. And I'm going to open that assignment again. This one is an assignment, not a page, because I'm using not the plugin tool, but the external tool for students to turn something in. And I'm going to edit. There's nothing on this assignment yet. But instead of coming to the plugin tool here, because this is assignment, I have different choices. I'm automatically going to give this assignment 100 points because I do want to take a grade on this. Now, I don't always have to take a grade on a Nearpod I'm doing, but I want to on this one. I'm going to fill out any other information my students need. But remember, my submission type is my students are going to turn in a Nearpod to me. So I'm going to go to that external tool option. I'm going to go to the word find. And hopefully you guys can see this. If not, I'm just scrolling through a list of our external tools that we have in Keller ISD, and I'm finding one called Nearpod. Now, if you can see it, and Misty, maybe you can jump in and tell me if you can see it, you'll see that I'm in Educational Technologies Nearpod instance. So I see all the Nearpods we've ever built in EdTech, or folders that we have with Nearpods. And so I'm just going to choose this first one, and I'm going to choose student paste for this example.
Christy, we can see everything. I just want to let you know. I wanted to jump in on a spot.
Yay. And I'm going to select after I've chosen it. You always have to hit that select button with the external tool. If you forget to hit that select button, something will go wrong with the assignment. Your kids will be like, I don't see it. I don't see it. So then I'm going to click save and publish. And what's going to happen is that Nearpod lives right there. It's got my name because I'm in the educational technology account, not my own Canvas account. And all I have to do as a student is click join that lesson. This one was self-paced. So it's actually a video lesson with built-in question stops. And so if I clicked start, it's going to be the video lesson with the question stops for me. Now, coolest thing about this is, and I won't, instead of changing the slide, I'm just going to go right here and show you. Once your students turn it in Canvas Speed Grader, you get a report for individual students. You can see their participation. You can see the answers to their quizzes. You can see what questions were automatically graded correct. If they replied a short answer, you can see that right there. I can grade it if I need to. I can give feedback or comments and submit. And it's all done right there in Canvas. I don't have to go back to Nearpod to grab the report. So to me, this is an amazing match or pair up with Canvas. Just one that I really hope, if you're using Nearpod anyway, and you've been thinking about using Canvas or you would like to use Canvas, I think it's a great thing to try in your classroom. And that last slide just shows how you get that report and what it looks like in SpeedGrader. All right, whew, Misty, that was 36 minutes of lots of great matches in Canvas, and we are ready to close you guys out with just a little bit of information. First, we want to say thank you. Thank you for everything you do with kids in the classroom. Thank you when you try something new and it fails and you have to try again. We know that's frustrating, but you learn best from your failures. You know that. Thank you for when you try something and it's successful. We love those stories too. And I love that we had teachers here sharing in the chat. Thank you. So we know that you might be here for EQ credit. If you are, we just want you to know the bit.ly is on the screen, and Misty may be adding it to the chat real quick. I'll try to get that done as well while I'm talking. If you would fill that in for us within the next 2 hours, that's who we will grant credit to. And there you go. You should be able to jump off those links to get to that form. We do want you to have these slides in case you want them from this evening. So that bit.ly is bit.ly/Canvas perfect match, all lowercase letters, and I'm adding that to the chat as well, so that you can just click that link and open that up in a new tab and get there. Misty, did you want to say anything before we end for the night?
I just love you guys, and it was such a loving experience, and I love all the tools that work with Canvas, and I'm just super happy.
I thought maybe we were going to see Avatar, Misty. We're not.
Oh, guys, watch this. I forgot. I got distracted. Give me a second. I'm totally going to show some really coolness. Did you know there's a new feature, and going with Canva's unofficial mascot, I want you to enjoy my avatar. Look how amazing this is. I think I'm all going to do all of my PD with a panda head, because pandas are one of my favorite animals. Like, doesn't this just make you happier? I want to learn from a panda. So you need to enjoy the avatar part of Zoom because it is amazing. And again, thank you for joining us, and get your EQ credit. And we look forward to seeing you. We have these, try to have them monthly if there's not ice storms. And we hope that we get to see you soon for our next one.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight.